Welcome, friends, to another Outlier live trading session. This is where we are going to dig in deep into Outlier, and we're going to have a look at this giant trend down we see this week, right? We see this price just keeps dropping and dropping on SPY. But we had some indications that would tell us that this was going to happen. Let's have a look at those inside Outlier. And let's see how we can protect our cash moving forward. So first, how do we get access to Outlier? Well, once you become a subscriber or trial member, you just go to outlier.com and you're going to hit the My Account button. It's going to ask you for credentials. You just make sure that you use the email address that you subscribed with, that you created your account with, to log in. That's going to be important. So once you are in Outlier, let's have a look at where some good documentation is. Right here in the settings button, we got this documentations link here. It's going to take us to a visual guide. This is going to help you learn more about Outlier on your own time. It's going to give you some definitions to some of the signals and the information behind them. For instance, if you want to look at a particular stock, you're going to go to this dashboard. You're going to type in that stock ticker. It's going to come up and give you the Outlier signals for that particular stock, as well as what the market is doing and what the sector is doing. So have a look through this guide. It's going to answer a lot of your questions. It's very helpful. Honestly, I learned from this guide as well when I first had a chance to take a look at it. Now, the next thing you're going to want to do is get access to Discord. So again, right at the bottom right of your screen, just under that settings button, that's where the Discord button is. Once you click that, Discord's going to open up. You'll have to do a verify. We have some documentation on that as well, which you should receive through email when you become a new subscriber or trial member. One of the most important places in Outlier is this training section. All new folks are added to this training room chat section. You'll find good guides here, some tips. New subscribers are discussing things amongst each other, and I get an opportunity to chime in, as well as some of our other team members, to kind of direct folks. We also have this excellent polls section here. We put up a poll discussing something interesting that day, or some way to use Outlier to help you in your trading, as well as some information on where you go to get the answers. So moving back, actually, before I move forward, let's show you where those slides are. The slides that Chris likes to show us during his afternoon and morning live streams, those are in the FAQ and member contribution section. When we click on that, we find a wealth of information. The slides themselves are right here. We have the user's guide, same exact user guide I showed you a minute ago is right here. We also have other cool contributions from other members, like the here, bookmarklets for Chrome. Those are right here. If you hear talk of VacLab's big, beautiful bookmarklet, you can get that there, as well as an understanding of how to install it. So the slides, the very first link, let's click on that slide and see what opens up for us. Here we go. I actually already had it open. So these are the slide decks, as I said, that Chris goes through during his morning and afternoon lives. Remember, those afternoon lives are the trading room. Those are exclusive to Outlier members. The only way you can access those in a live format instead of recorded is to become a subscriber. So go ahead and do that so you get those information sets directly from Chris the day that he's giving those out. So we mentioned that there's this downturn in SPY, right? Well, we're trend traders. We need to be trading when the trend is established. What we see here is all this green area is where the trend was going up. Well, now we can see the trends going down, right? Now, when you're in TradingView, you're not going to see this green area. I painted it in, but I'm going to show you an Outlier how you get it. But continuing on with the trend, we can see the blue line, which is the 10 EMA, and the black line, which is the 20 EMA. They crossed. They crossed right here on November 17th. What that tells us is the trend changed. We can anticipate the price is going to decrease for some period of time. We have no idea what that period of time is. We don't know where the bottom is. We don't set price targets. We just follow the trend. Well, interesting tidbit here is before this cross, Outlier gave us a sell signal on the SPY. So we would have gotten out of the trades a day before the cross. So this is Outliers giving an Outlier, the software, giving an indication to us, Outlier traders, hey, the trend has changed. You need to be paying attention. If your plan has you getting out based on an Outlier sell signal, you would take it on the day that it arrives. So let's go over to Outlier and see what those signals were. We're talking about the SPY. So the first thing we're going to want to do is go here and we're going to type SPY into the search box. And it's going to suggest we click right here. The SPY is going to show up. Again, SPY being the S&P 500 ETF. Let's zoom in a little bit by hitting this slider on the bottom. All right. So the green background on SPY is indicating to us that the trend used to be upwards, right? And we can confirm that because in this green background area, we have the 10 over the 20, and the price, let's just pick this day. This closing price at the bottom of this red candle was a long way above the 50. So again, bullish trend. Now, like we mentioned, the trend has changed. So in the overlay, we see red. That red started the day after the cross, right? Here's the white area. This is Outlier telling us the trend is changing. We need to be paying attention. The very next day, the overlay is red. Outlier again is indicating to us we have a downward trend. So what happened on this day, the 14th? Well, if we look right here, the sell signal came on the 14th. The current active signal on SPY is a sell. It came on the 14th. So again, Outlier was telling us this day we need to consider a sell. If your plan is telling you to pay attention to SPY signals, this is the day you would have gotten that sell, right? Right there. Now, moving forward, what is the trend? Well, we know it's red, it's down. The trend is moving down, which is the price is moving down. So we look over here, we have a ton of red in the Outlier 9. So again, these are all signals that we would pay attention to. And we'd want to be cautious of FOMO, right? Fear of missing out. Because a lot of times when the market is down like this, we think, oh, it's going to go up tomorrow. I have got to catch the bottom. Got to get on this bandwagon. Well, if we look back yesterday, we can see there was an up portion of the day. And if I switch over to the 5-minute candles, I bet we would find that the beginning of that day was the up portion, right here. So on the 5-minute candles in the morning, there was a lot of folks that were excited and they were going in and they thought they were buying the dip. But as the day progressed, the price just kept dropping and dropping and dropping and dropping. But as an Outlier, we wouldn't have done that. We would not have gotten in up here. And why not? Well, the reason is that bearish cross right there. The 10 is still under the 20, and the price is way down here under the 50, right? Well, you could say, well, yesterday morning, the price was above the 50. Well, that's true, but the 10 was still under the 20, which tells you the trend is still down, right? And as Chris says, we want the meat of the sandwich. That's where the money is. We don't want the bun, right? Because you don't know how thick the bun is. You don't know where the bottom of the bun starts, right? So you want to follow a trend as a trend trader. And even though yesterday that had that morning rush, the trend was still down, right? All right, so we covered how to access Outlier. We covered how to access Discord. Where do I find the slides? Remember, we went to Discord and we opened up the slide deck right here, right? Let's talk about that for just a second. Once we got those slides open, we start thinking, if I'm in Plan ETF, I need to look at the Plan ETF exit signals, because the first thing you do in your trading day is to remove risk. You don't add new trades until you remove risk. So if we had been in SPY, we would have jumped down here to the SPY signals, because we may have been trading a leveraged ETF, or we may have been trading SPY itself, right? So SPY sell signal. Well, back in Outlier, we know we have a sell signal. It's listed right here, because we went up to this box and we typed in SPY and we verified that it opened SPY. And then honestly, we would stop right there, because we already have an exit. You only need one of these to be true to exit the trade as an outlier if you're following Chris's program. But let's go ahead just for practice. 30-day order block hit, right? If we open up trading view and have a look at order blocks, we would see that there is an order block right here, right? Let's zoom in on that guy. Let's zoom in. This box right here is an order block. So there is one, but what's the rule say? 30 days old or older. Well, this fella started here on October 28th. Today is November 21st. So that order block is not older than 30 days. So we would get past that one. SPY 1020 bearish cross. Let's get rid of those order blocks, clean up our screen a little bit. All right, bearish cross. We do know that we have a bearish cross. We just talked about that, right? The 10 is under the 20. And the price, which right now, this is the price. The top of the green candle right now is the price. That's under the 50. Go back to our slides here. So we definitely found this to be true. The SPY close price is greater than 3 ATR above the 20. Let's have a look at that. Okay. Where's 3 ATR above the 20? Well, it's this red line right here. And how do I get that? I look into trading view and I add the indicator called outlier value zone. And where do I get it? I go to FAQ and member contributions, and I go to trading view, and then I find the latest publication of the indicator right here, official trading view indicator on 10/8. Okay, and I check our previous videos for the step-by-step how to do that under playlists, under outlier training. You will find this video, your first trend trading steps with Outlier. We went step-by-step on how to set up your charts. So it's going to be a great video for you. You just type in Outlier training with Joe. Let's just grab that real quick, put it into search. Outlier training with Joe. It's going to come up here as something you can click on. And you'll get to these playlists and you'll be able to watch those videos anytime you want. Okay, so the settings for the value zone are right here. We were mentioning the 3 ATR above the 20. So that's this box here, the 3 ATR level here against the 20 with an ATR of 14. The red line, 3 ATR above the 20. Well, we are nowhere near that price. We are way down here. So that signal would not be true. We would not exit based on that signal, but we would exit based on this signal and this signal. But again, you only need one. As soon as you get the first one, you would exit. Okay, what do we have left? I think we went through all the questions here. What is the bullish bearish cross? We did that one. The overlay we did. All right. I think we made it through all of our questions. So let's do the sit in cash and don't F up your portfolio. That's our plan right now. Again, because the market is still trending down. So take care of everyone, and take this time to learn, take this time to back test your plan. And remember, you're trying to develop your plan that meets your lifestyle, that meets your emotional capability of trading that plan. So to have a look at the Outlier University videos, which mention training psychology, because that's a major portion of how to be a successful trader. All right, everyone, take care.
Check the charts, they're flat as toes. No trend, no spark, no reason to boast. The market sideways, breadth is weak. No setup today, no profits to see. But that itch in my fingers says, come on, take a swing. I know where that leads, it's a dangerous thing. Discipline whispers, don't chase, don't bluff. The smartest trade now is to not mess it up. So just sit in cash and don't F up. Let the noise fade down, let your patience fill your cup. The rules are the rules, they're what lift you up. Just sit in cash and don't F up. Goodbye Escov, let the interest flow while the crowd plays games in a choppy show. I've seen the back test, I know the score. Forcing trades today just lowers returns more. Weeks might go by, that's the test of the game. The payoff comes later, it's always the same. Don't fall for the FOMO, don't call the bluff. The strongest edge is knowing when enough is enough. Just sit in cash and don't F up. It's the hardest move, but it's how you level up. The chart will break out, the waiting is tough. Just sit in cash and don't F up. How long should you wait? As long as it takes. A trend will appear and that's when you stake. So smile, sip your coffee, let the market shake. The best risk is the one you don't have to take. Just sit in cash and don't F up. Let the market run its circles, we won't chase the muck. When the setup is right, we'll be strong enough. Till then, sit in cash and don't